In Oakland, California, a local gas station gets broken into by optimist crime. After smashing the front of the AMPM with a backhoe, the would-be robbers didn't even bring a long enough chain to take the ATM. So they flee the scene with nothing but shame. As ABC7 covered the incident at the store, the owner Ali Abdullah stated it caused at least $70,000 of damage, stating that running a business in Oakland requires you to sleep in your store with an AK because the police aren't coming, which kinda sounds like code for the only thing he's putting up on his rooftop for Christmas is Koreans. Now, I normally affiliate this culture of crime with being unemployed, as there is a trend of working men stopping theft, but this robbery utilized heavy machinery. Now, operating a backhoe isn't the most complicated thing to learn, but it's also not something someone can learn on the fly in the middle of a heist. And to my understanding, a backhoe operator in Northern California can make up to $80,000 a year. So is the economy really that bad that people that are already making over $40 an hour need to pick up side gigs excavating ATMs? So that's why I'm glad we have the sponsor of today's video, Raycon. So as you know, I've been using Raycon's everyday earbuds for a while now, and they're still the best fitting earbuds I've ever worn, as they're the only premium earbuds that already come with the gel tips that give me the perfect fit in my oddly small ears on my giant head. But now Raycon is expanding their line with home tech like their faucet filter with 3-stage filtration for water at home, and their magic 180 cable that can charge several of your devices with their swappable magnetic charging tips on its rotating 180-degree end with a durable nylon braided cord, which is perfect timing with Raycon's early Black Friday sale, as across their entire website they have 20% off of everything and select products are actually up to 50% off. So get an early start on your holiday shopping by checking out Raycon's early Black Friday sales today by clicking the link in the description down below, or go to buyraycon.com/decoyvoice to get 20 to 50% off site-wide. And you can help support the channel by getting your holiday shopping done early by grabbing some Raycon headphones and home tech today. But the Oakland AMPM isn't the only location getting hit recently, as another gas station got hit multiple times a week, where they have repairs of over $20,000 with no end in sight. As in Oakland, it's so bad that even when calling 911 to report a body, nobody answers.
Unbelievable.
As the city basically looks like a war zone. And just across the bridge in San Francisco, it looks no better, if not worse. But astonishingly, law enforcement is finally rounding up the homeless, where people are reporting parts of their city have been completely renovated. As they're bringing in miles of steel gates to block off the streets from the citizens to create nothing short of a dystopian nightmare. That suddenly has plenty of law enforcement resources. As the New York Post states it's for a visit from Chinese President Xi, and the local NPC reports on both local and federal law enforcement presence, with a massive security force, no-go zones, and roadblock checkpoints, as the police chief states that they will not tolerate any crime, including property destruction.
Caltrans repaving major roadways like the Harrison Street off-ramp, BART doubling down by deep cleaning their stations overnight more often. It's noticeable how clear the streets look, and how few homeless encampments there are on major thoroughfares. And city officials are saying that there are no additional funds that are being allocated for beautification. Departments are just using existing budgets.
So what a slap in the face to anyone that pays taxes in the Bay Area. They've been suffering from rampant crime and homelessness plaguing their streets for over a decade now. And apparently, they easily could have eliminated all of it, essentially overnight, saying they had the money and resources to do it the entire time. They just never got around to it. But now that they have cleaned it up, here's a giant metal gate to make sure you can't get in. Welcome to the deep blue Bay Area, where you get to be a second-class citizen to non-citizens. Because we know what this is about. California Governor Gavin Newsom let his state suffer while he canoodles in China over the climate. And then while trying to play basketball with kids, he can't split the defense without committing a flagrant foul.
Slipping and falling in his dress shoes right into a Chinese child.
where the kids immediately began training for their response. Okay, maybe that didn't happen in exactly that order, but it still doesn't detract from the fact that in California, they seem to have easy-to-solve issues that only become a priority when a communist dictator they're cozying up to is coming to town. Now, on one hand, maybe they're just being polite and greeting them with the feng shui of caged communities that they're accustomed to, but at least they're finally getting Newsom to deliver on promises he made 15 years ago.
And if we're going to solve the problem of those that are out on the streets that we define as homeless, we better solve the housing problem if we're going to have an impact. And that's why we established this framework, what we call a 10-year plan to end chronic homelessness in San Francisco.
Now, I'm not trying to say that the only thing that can save the Bay is a totalitarian police state, but why is it that crime got so bad that it could only be saved by a totalitarian police state? Because we know this is only a temporary solution to a problem that will immediately return once the Chinese leave. We do the same thing in downtown Los Angeles to our homeless whenever there's an award show, so I think at this point in time, it's all but confirmed. They will never solve a problem that they can perpetually campaign on. If you live in the Bay Area and it looks like the zombie apocalypse, you're on your own. If you got a crazy guy throwing eggs at you in the streets, you're on your own. And the city makes it the business owner's responsibility to clean up the city's property.
So all the business owner will be responsible for keeping the sidewalk in front of their properties clean.
So from the edge of my building all the way out to the curb?
Correct.
How do I remove grease stains and this type of stain? How do I remove that from the sidewalk?
Other business owners have told me that they will hire somebody.
And what's the fine for not removing these stains here from the street?
Ultimately, it will be $1,000.
But when your business is being robbed blind, again, you're on your own. Until multi-million-dollar properties in the heart of the city become ghost towns. Because while crime is running rampant in the city, what's the chief of police doing in response? Covering for criminals because wokeness.
You see black and brown men all the time who are, you see these mugshots either on television, news, movies, you name the media source. And the mind begins to associate that group with that type of activity. And there's a lot of science out there on this.
And the sad part is, why would they go after criminals? Crime keeps getting worse, but they keep getting elected. Apparently whatever they're doing is resonating with their residents, so why change? The only thing I don't understand is, what do they think is going to save them in the Bay? They're not New York City. They don't have a Spider-Man. And you'd think I'm joking, but no. New York City is so bad, they have a Spider-Man. And living in LA, I don't even think there's a Los Angeles-based superhero, so as I finally flee the city and break down this studio, I had the idea of taking down these cheap little mirrors that have been basically the only cool thing about my original setup, cleaning them off, signing them, or doing something special, and making them available for the channel supporters on decoyvoice.com or something like that. I'm still not sure yet. But let me know in the comment section what you think would be a cool way to appreciate some viewers, and if you're new and you appreciate my concise, lighthearted commentary, hopefully I've earned your subscription, then go check out the video on how the military is getting so desperate that Instagram models might be the only thing that can save it.